Fun for Sky. This is Chris Taylor responding to your post because I simply can't respond in 500 words. I spent almost the entire day browsing 4 news channels simultaneously. My computer has 4 television tuners in it. Okay? 4 channels simultaneously, all on my screen at once. I checked every newspaper I could find. I actually went out and bought newspapers that I didn't have or that I thought might be interesting and might have something. I checked every single newspaper outlet that I could find on the internet. Every single major outlet I could find. Take a guess at how many times I saw, heard, or read the name Ron Paul during the entire day of the New Hampshire primaries. Not one time. Not an utterance, not a listen, not a video, not a print word. Not in any of the lists, not in any of the pie charts, not in any of the graphs. Every graph and list I saw was limited to 3 or 4 names, most likely so that they could exclude Ron Paul. In all text, other representatives are mentioned, other candidates were mentioned. I even saw Hunter mentioned. I even saw that one guy who got no votes. None. 0 votes in the election. And his name was mentioned a few dozen times. Ron Paul was mentioned not one time. Now, I am an avid, active Ron Paul supporter. I have 4 televisions sitting in front of me and a massive internet connection sitting in front of me, and I'm searching like crazy. If I can't find any mention of Ron Paul, what do you think the probability of the regular average Joe, meaning the other 90% of the country, is going to have any chance of finding Ron Paul? You know the only mention I heard of from Ron Paul? The next day about a full-page ad that was run calling him a racist. That's it. Nothing. No mention of Ron Paul. I don't know what you call that. I don't know what kind of facts you are trying to conjure up here, but I call that a virtually complete media blackout. They don't want to hear him. You want to see an example of how they don't want to hear him? Well, they cut out this section in the rear of the debates. They were nasty to him. They were disdainful to him because they were hoping to get some kind of embarrassing reply out of him. Instead, they got one of the most passionate, fired-up speeches out of him they ever heard. It was so good, so effective, that the executives probably went, oh shit, we can't let the rest of the public see this. Oops, it's live. So they cut it out of the re-airs. And you're telling me that this isn't a media blackout, that's the facts, that nobody wants him. 90% of this country is going to vote based on who they see on that goddamn television sitting in front of them. Not a computer, not an internet, not the website. On the boob tube sitting in front of them. That's how the public is going to decide who is president. If they can exclude him from that or ridicule him on that, they can attempt to eliminate him. I mean, consider 8+% with a complete media blackout. I don't know about you, but that's pretty goddamn impressive numbers. So, you show me some facts, Fun4Sky. Let's see some. Give me a video reply. Send me an email. Whatever. Do something. You show me some facts. You show me some facts that they are not. What was it? Pew Charitable Trust, I believe. They're the ones who ran an analysis on all the political data from last August to this August of this past year. This is a couple months ago. And I think in all that time, Ron Paul had less than 1,000 mentions on television. That's compared to the, or 10,000 mentions. Less than 10,000 mentions on television compared to the 4 million mentions of other candidates on television. If that is an exclusion, if that is an intentional attempt to manipulate the election, I don't know what the fuck is. What else do you call that, Fun4Sky? Now, if this guy's really fringe, if this guy really is nuts, then put him up on the goddamn screen along with everyone else and let the votes decide. But they don't want to do that because they realize that, well, you know something, supporting small business, supporting the little guy, supporting non-government intervention is not very good for Fox's bottom line. They depend on being able to manipulate the market. They depend on being able to manipulate their audience, to have gargantuan levels of control over their market. Ron Paul won't support that. And you know something? Well, I can't blame them for not wanting to support them. But when they have their major logo on their screen as, you decide, 08, as long as it's black. That sound familiar? So you decide as long as it's from the candidates we present to you. That doesn't sound too appealing to me. So, go on. Give me a reply. What do you think? Put up or shut up?